What if the one thing keeping you alive was a 4-foot ceiling of air, and you had no way of knowing how long it would last? On May 26 of 2013, at around 4:30 in the morning, Harrison Okene got up to use the bathroom aboard a tugboat called the Jaskin 4. He was 29 years old, working as the crew's cook, and what's interesting is that he wasn't even supposed to be on that boat. He'd taken the job as a last-minute replacement. The vessel was about 20 miles off the coast of Nigeria, stabilizing an oil tanker filling up at a chevron platform. And a wave hit, and that one rogue wave was enough to snap the tugboat's tie line and flip it over. Most of the crew were locked in their cabins. The boat flipped upside down and began its descent to the ocean floor. Okene fought the door open and made it into the hallway. 3 of his crewmates were in front of him, trying to reach the exit hatch. Then water rushed in, and he watched all 3 of them get swept away. That decision, swimming away from the exit, going further inside, is what saved his life. The surging water carried him into a bathroom attached to an officer's cabin. The crew routinely kept all cabin doors shut because of the threat of pirates, so the air couldn't escape completely. That's the only reason there was anything left to breathe. The air pocket was roughly 13.5 cubic meters. According to the experts at the Duke Center for Hyperbaric Medicine, a person has about 56 hours before carbon dioxide toxicity sets in a space that size. Okene was down there for 60. It was very cold and pitch black. He could smell his dead crewmates nearby. Fish came in and began feeding on the bodies. He could hear it. In the darkness, he pulled wooden panels off the walls and tied them together in a small raft so he could get his body out of the freezing water. He found a tin of sardines and a can of Coca-Cola and rationed them. He tore strips of fabric and knit them into a rope, anchoring one end to the cabin door so he wouldn't lose his way in the dark when he swam out to try the exit hatch. And when the hatch wouldn't move, he came back, climbed onto his raft, and waited. He sang church songs to himself in the dark. After about 60 hours, Okene was beginning to experience the first symptoms of carbon dioxide toxicity. But luckily for him, Chevron had sent a crew of South African divers down. Not to rescue anyone though, they assumed everyone was dead. They sent them to recover the bodies. They weren't expecting to find anyone alive because, again, this was 60 hours later. When Okene heard them tapping against the hull, he grabbed whatever metal he could find and hammered back. A flashlight beam cut through the water. He reached out and touched a diver's arm. The diver's first call back to the surface was, "Another body found." Then Okene's hand grabbed his. He was still in his shorts. Anyway, even after being found, they couldn't bring him straight up. At that depth, his blood had been absorbing nitrogen at 3 times normal atmospheric pressure. Surfacing immediately would have killed him. So he went into a diving bell, then a decompression chamber, and spent another 2.5 days adjusting to pressure before he could breathe normal air. When they finally checked his vitals, everything was completely normal. Temperature, blood pressure, all of it. How? We don't know, honestly. The diver who found him at the bottom of the ocean later presented Okene with a commercial diving diploma.